I go back to her. But I won't say her name, I know that it's curved. But enough about my ex, I got real problems. Upgraded to my dream girl, solve my pill problem. She holding all the perks until I go and fuck the pills out. My past ruined love for me, I don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, sipping lean slow, any, mini, money, mo, I fucked up, but she still stayed. I can't let her go, no, I can't let her go. Being hunted by my wrong. Sometimes it gets hard to handle. Like, oh no, here we go, here we go. Wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air, I don't know how this shit happened. But I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I'm in my favorite place, but I feel out of place still. Running out of options, screaming out, Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Tempted to kill all of my plugs, cause what if they lace the pill? I'll be another legend falling like Lil Peep and Mac Mill. This feeling is familiar. My new girl was scared, I go back to her. But I won't say her name, I know that it's curved. Hey babe, it's me again. I know I've been tweaking, praying for forgiveness, demons at the clean. Never thought I'd have a love like this, and I mean it. Never thought I'd be the drugged out type, okay. Juice WRLD, really little rock star life, okay. Shit is not okay. Got so paranoid, stop smoking octane. Vision blurry, so my family Stevie wondered about me. My new girl, make it clear, call her Lottie Blu-ray. Lottie Dottie Blu-ray. I don't want no one around me. Feel like they know when me.
Apa ni klan? Ang gano kamampu ah.
What is good, boys? Leave it up to you, Olympic.
Welcome everybody back to the RLCS SSA Roundup. I'm finally back on the show. I have been MIA for quite a while. I've got Tristan here as my co-host,
Yeah.
which is quite weird. And we're doing something different today. We are hosting and we are interviewing Drew, who is the manager of WRG. Welcome,
Yeah.
Drew.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It is kind of weird because I'm usually the one hosting or being the co-host. So it'll be a new switch up and it'll be really fun for me to answer some of your questions.
Yeah, sweet. So I just wanted to ask, how have you been? How have the boys been doing in this little mini off season between splits?
So I've been doing very well. Thanks for asking. As to the boys, during the off season, there's not been a lot of tournaments going on. Friction and Casper and Keno, all three played in the Apex Cup, which was one of the main tournaments during this off season. But of course, that's not a lot of team practice. We have run into some issues recently with Keno. He cannot connect to SA servers properly. So
fun.
We haven't been scrimming a lot, but hopefully we can get back into it very, very soon. Because we did do a couple of scrims against like 80k and stuff, and they went very well. So it is what it is.
That's going to be a bit of an issue if you guys can't get Keno's internet sorted. So what are you guys doing at the moment? You said you're scrimming, what, EU teams?
We're currently just not scrimming. We should probably scrim EU teams or Middle East teams, but we don't know what Keno's Wi-Fi is going to do at the moment. It's a bit iffy. It could fall off at any moment. So it's really not worth the hassle. We are going to get back to scrimming, probably like 2 times a night, a little bit closer to the regional, maybe like 3 weeks before. But for now, we're just relaxed and we're just going to chill out.
Can I use exit lag? Because I'm pretty sure that's what he uses, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can use exit lag, and he does use exit lag, but it doesn't work with SA servers anymore because his service provider changed. So it used to be he used a VPN to get low ping to SA, but now he just has good ping to SA, so if he uses a VPN, it reroutes it and it gives him 300. So it doesn't work anymore.
Jesus. Okay, wow.
Okay.
So the main things we wanted to ask you is basically about the team you're managing, the six mans that you are running with some of your players and some of the community figures and SSA as a whole. So one of my first questions is, what do you think, or where do you think WRG will finish, and what type of potential do you think they have in the SSA scene?
When you say where they're gonna finish, do you mean at the end of the season or just in regionals?
Yeah, at the end of the season, do you think they have a chance to finish top 2, top 4? Like, what's going through your head at the moment?
I honestly think wildcard is a very, very, very high possibility. I'm really hoping that it comes to fruition, but for the moment, I'm fully focused on every single regional as it comes. Of course, we did get top 2, the previous regional, but before that,
Yeah, just finishing the split. You guys got your best finish to date with a second place, just finishing up against that limitless team that is looking very scary at the moment.
Yeah, another quick stat for everyone. WRG have only lost to 2 teams this year, being MTG and Limitless. The only teams they've lost to. That includes.
This is in qualifiers, Swiss, and main event. It was just.
This is the entire season. I'm pretty sure. Because we didn't lose in qualifiers. We didn't. I'm pretty sure we went 3-1 because we went Limitless in Swiss first regional, and then we played MTG, and then it's what it is. And then we played Limitless after the bracket. It is what it is. Just how it is. But you did ask about potential. Of course, I believe that this team could be top 2 every single regional. It's always on the cards, and I just want to see the team perform and do well. Top 4 should be a minimum from now on, I think.
Okay, if let's say hypothetically at the end of the season you make top 2 and you go to the wild card, do you think SSA can compete with the international teams, or is that just like a maybe?
SSA at wild card. That is a really good question. So for right now, a lot of people are gonna bash me for this. I don't think SSA is at the level where it needs to be. APAC have a super team that would make EU main event, kind of around that level. Not beating them. We could beat the APAC second seed, which will probably be Detonator, James Cheese, or Tough Love. No, not James Cheese. Tough Love, Gladiators, or Detonator.
Detonator, yeah.
Do you think your team, if you had to go to wildcard, would beat them?
WRG could beat the second APAC seed. As a second seed from SSA, I believe in my team that we could beat the second APAC seed.
I don't know. But if let's talk about our best team that we can put at Worlds, which will be Limitless, To Die For, Darth, and Snowy. I feel like they can either keep it close with some of the top of the lower regions, or even beat, say, like they would beat the second seed. They would keep it close with other teams. But like you said, SSA is not at that level where we can compete. Maybe give us another season or 2, or give us our own stream, or even let us go to majors. Like, give us something, and we will be there. Because even when Sam and even when OCE first came into this region, or like came into RLCS, they didn't compete with the other regions. It took them 3, 4, 5 seasons, and SSA needs the exact same type of mentorship type of building and development like those other regions. Because Limitless won't get better if they're playing against Orion Aces, or if they're playing against Astronic every single week. They've got to be playing against the best of the best, and that's all that there is.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, I think Limitless as a team are a lot stronger than they were with Skill Steel. Limitless, when it was Orlando Pirates, was 2 SSLs, 1 GC3. And now it's 3 SSLs. 3 SSLs can go toe-to-toe with people. They can make series close. But I don't think they're going to be able to edge it out. I think they will go 1-3, but it will be a convincing 1-3. It won't be like, Pirates only beat Gladiators because they had a sub. It will be a convincing 1-3 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the other topics that we wanted to get onto was the six-mans that you have started up again after the old six-mans that was run by the community kind of died off and just wasn't really run properly. I feel like the new six-mans that you have endorsed and bringing in four-mans recently has been a great addition to the community with bringing players together and players playing against each other, even if it is rank S, rank X, rank A, and going down into the diamond, like plat ranks, playing against each other on our servers instead of playing EU players or just free play is just a lot better to connect with the community as a whole and develop as a solo player.
Yeah, I would fully agree. So you did touch on the previous server. I joined that previous server when I wanted to get into the SSA scene back when I was the CEO of Espionage, which I can imagine will be a topic, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But I joined that server, I queued rank A because I got put into rank A. I got a couple of connections, and after a while they were saying that the people at the top were not too hot, and then there was a couple of scenarios where I think it was people being like racist or something. And I was like, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm going to use my experience that I had from other organizations that I used to work for and try and make something of this. And I made my own six-mans, which at the time was just rank A+. And then I realized, why I'm only helping the higher ups, I should help everyone in the scene. And that's how that six-mans was born and everything.
Yeah. And also the old six-man server was just very, like, everyone had their cliques. It was all favoritism, popularity contest. It was run by people who had, like, their prime was back when we first got servers. And even now, the people that ran that community are still trying in the RLCS when they really shouldn't. But now, with it being run by an outside external community, external members, and yes, it may have some admins and community figures that are in the RLCS or in the SSA community, they aren't as biased as the old six-man server. And having, I know when the server started, having the credits and having them for leaderboards every now and again gives a very good incentive for players to play their best while playing with people in their region. So, yeah.
Yeah, I did just want to say, with that six-man's bias admin thing, I absolutely hate it. Tristan's camera's gone. I absolutely hate it. So if anyone can bring me evidence or any information pointing towards any of my admins being biased, I'm more than happy to listen to it, and I'm more than happy to act upon that, because the entire point of it, the server, is being a community server and not to, like, piss everyone off, basically.
Going back to one of those topics you were speaking about before, Team Espionage, a team you used to run, a team you used to own, stepping away from them, taking a leap of faith, some would say, to manage the new WRG team, an untested team, all having their own, success individually, and then bringing all three of those players. And it seems to have worked. Maybe talk about what you did for Espionage and what you're currently doing for your players now at White Rabbit Gaming.
So, on Espionage, it started... Oh my god. 2021, January, is when I picked up the team. It started in 2020, November time. So I was the CEO and founder, where I went to every single meeting. I gathered investment. I looked into multiple teams. But one team really stood out to me, and it was a team called Alfbau, because they had Jerome in the Bath and Ram Ranch.
Goated names, goated.
Amazing team. I loved every single second with them as a team. We originally had Scepter, And at that time, I was a little bit more hands-off. I didn't really do much. But after they removed Scepter and we picked up Keno, I was a lot more hands-on. Yeah. I basically hand-scouted Keno. I forced them to try out of them.
Forced.
It's the easiest way to put it. But yeah, I was a lot more hands-on. I was helping with scrims. I was watching the scrims. I was casting the regionals. Not very well, but I was casting the regionals. I was making
regionals.
Yeah, I casted regionals.
What? I don't remember this.
Casting for espionage, not for RLCS, like he does with White Rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was making jerseys. I was going to like business meetings trying to get sponsorships. And then it reached the end of the season and we had reached a crossroad where Jerome and Ram wanted to replace Keno. So I decided to stick it out with Keno. And luckily my loyalty has stayed true and they were loyal to me when WRG came knocking.
Yeah.
So would you like me to go into the transition period in between or?
Yeah, what was that like?
Sticking with Keno. What made you stay?
Yeah.
So what made me stay with Keno was I felt like he had the highest ceiling, which we've kind of seen, to be honest. He reached the top 2. Ram's best placement was a top 4.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that I was correct at this point in time. Of course, Ram and Jerome, both great players, but I don't think they had the same potential as Keno at the time. But yeah, the transition periods, it was a little bit difficult because Keno didn't want to team with any of the team offers he got. He got a couple of crazy offers. I'll go into one of them in a minute. But the biggest one he had to stay on espionage was him, Balam, and Friction. But then one of them, I'm not going to say who, didn't want to team with Balam at the time because they were already trialing with Wee Casper. And them 3 decided to scrim. And after a couple of scrims, it stuck. So they were going to represent espionage. Them 3 were going to represent espionage. Balam was out of the picture. Very short-lived venture on espionage. He's had a couple now of short-lived ventures on espionage. But, yeah. They were going to stick on espionage until, I think, 3 or 4 weeks until the season. And then WRG came knocking. I can't really say too much about what happened, but it all moved so fast. There was a period in time where we might have not joined White Rabbit Gaming because another org came knocking. I'm not going to say who, but it was a massive deal in the... it would have been a massive deal for the SA scene. But we decided to go with WRG, or they decided to go with WRG. I was kind of mudded, and I was gonna sit there. I was looking at teams to pick up.
Would you say the other team was better? The other org was better than WRG that they wanted to pick up? Or would you say WG had the better option?
I think legally he has to say WRG
I
is
will
better.
not say anything there really, but WRG would have offered a lot more. Is what I'm gonna say there. It's just the namesake was higher up, I would say.
Okay. It was probably someone like Nixa, Goliath, or
wasn't it a
Bravada
South African
even.
org?
Was it not?
Oh.
Was it Red Clown?
No. No
Damn,
chance.
good.
But yeah, it was. Where was I? Was it something to do with? Oh yeah, they went off, and I was left by myself.
Will
and
you
then
form a new team, or do you just like?
I was gonna pick up a new team. There was a couple of teams I was looking at. I could leak who it was gonna be. It was gonna be Olympics team. I was gonna try and build a team around Olympic, but I gave him.
Good choice,
good thing you didn't. Good thing you didn't.
Good thing I didn't. 0-3. 0-3.
Okay, dude. Wow.
0-3. LMR Legends.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
But yeah, it all worked out in the end because they were nice guys and they offered me the management position. So of course, great guys. If you show loyalty to people, they'll show loyalty towards you. That's the best way to do stuff.
You're gonna explain. You're gonna tell whose Keno's offers were. Or you're gonna keep that in.
I'll tell you one of them. So Cohen's biggest offer was Eliakim and Archeon.
And if you think he went for that team, do you think they would have done better, or is that just like, or they would have done worse?
You see, I can't really speculate because the team he's on now is currently very good, but
on paper, Archeon and Eliakim sound like a better team than Casper and Friction, but after sitting with Casper, even being with him at his house during a regional, hearing you guys in calls, the chemistry that your three players have that you have constructed with them is second to none. They really are a bunch of boys just having fun together, not getting pissed off. Like, I remember the old espionage roster had issues with tilt and in-house conflict, but your three new players are very good.
Yeah, I'd say that's one of their strongest points, to be honest. Just the fact that they're just boys. They get on, they do what they have to do, even if there's 3 scrims in a day. Because unfortunately, sometimes scheduling issues come up and teams have to switch it around because of load shedding. If there's 3 scrims in a day, they'll just sit there, they'll relax, they'll chill. Those 5 minutes in between scrims, they'll just talk. They'll enjoy each other's company. They are boys. That is one of the biggest things. And going back to your question, Tristan, with would they do better? I don't think they would have.
Do you think it's because of maybe the bracket they would have had? Because anyone on Limitless side would probably get top 4 and then finish. Or like,
I don't think it's anything to do with brackets. I think it's stuff to do with mental. I can't say anything else apart from that, but I've heard stories. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
And I think this is from my last question. What do you think is holding back our region from like becoming one of the best, like Sam that just like came from nowhere?
So
what do you think is holding back?
Of course, the biggest thing is you have no ranked. Basically, if you queue ranked long enough, you'll find C2s, and it's completely pointless. So this is what I was really hoping to do. Was with the 6-mans, I was hoping to make a one-stop location for everyone to find teams and to play competitive Rocket League. Also, another thing that's holding you guys back is everyone's ego.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to stop thinking they're the dog's bollocks. They need to they need to kind of rein it in a bit. They need to sort out everything, and they need to come together as a community. There's about 500 people here, man. There's not enough people to think you're better than people. You just need to scrim them. You need to help them.
Like Limitless, only scrimming top 2, top 3 teams. Like I even noticed it when Rank S was first introduced. The popularity contest and the egos that are within the high level of RLCS and SSA are insanity. It's baffles me.
Yeah, there is quite a few egos, including Tristan. That man has the biggest ego.
Tristan has a huge ego. Tristan has more ego than Mex.
I message everyone that asks me anything.
Tristan has a huge ego. If only his Mex are as big as his ego.
My Mex are as big, but my ego is okay.
I just would like to say this because I don't think some like teams that don't make main event should message like Limitless or me, because there has to be a kind of cut-off point where there is some level of ego. Because there's no point in a team like I get DMs from so many people asking to scrim. And if I don't know who they are, I respectfully ask who they are. Like, I don't go, who the hell are you? But I'd be like, yo, man, who is your team, who's on your team, and what kind of ranks and what kind of placements do you get. And some of the people that DM me are like actual C2s, and they genuinely think they're gonna get a scrim.
Yeah.
I think some people need to wake up and realize the kind of level they're at. Of course, try punch above your weight in your scrims. Try and get main event level teams. But if you're trying to get a team that's just finished second in a regional as a C2, I think you need to try and do something better with your time.
It's like say I'm just gonna use WRG as an example here. Say WRG is looking for scrims, and Espionage, who is 8th to 10th right now in the standings, asks WRG, and WRG say no, then that's having an ego. But if, say, a team who finished bottom of qualifiers, a team who's like C3 or barely C3 level, asking WRG for scrims, I would get that being like declined over like declining a team that is main event or a team that is top 8, top 12, top 16, whatever. Because yes, you are good, and scrimming a team like Espionage or a team like Orion or a team like Astronic, it may be not beneficial to you, but even though like our region is so close from top 16 to top 8, those bottom 8 teams in the RLCS are very close together. It's still beneficial for the lower teams, because if you're screaming those lower teams, they have a chance to improve themselves and get closer to you, making games closer, therefore improving our team or our region as a whole.
Yeah, it is all about just improvement. I did see something on Twitter today from a certain someone, not going to say who, saying
Jamal.
that they agree with the age of professional players going up to 18, which, in my opinion, is brain dead. I would just say that simply. Because it means we would lose players like Tristan, Amogus.
Oh, thank the Lord! Put the age gap, put the age limit, please.
But you've also got to remember we're going to lose players like Keno. We're going to lose players like Friction. We're going to lose
To Die For.
Yeah, To Die For. We're going to lose so many players just because they're immature. They're 15-year-olds. They're going to be immature. I don't understand why everyone's like, we need to up the age in regions. That's how you kill a region.
I think that's because of Vatira wanting to leave school.
Yeah.
People that were kind of stupid, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but if you're financially stable off of Rocket League, say Vatira is making money where he can live off of his prize pool, live off of his salary at his current age. It's a viable option. Yes, it's not the smartest option, leaving school and not pursuing a further education for when you do leave esports. But at that moment in time, if you're making enough money to sustain yourself and, say, your family, then it is a viable option.
Yeah, I think Rocket League is a gem because the amount of money in there. But dropping out of school is not a smart idea. Rocket League doesn't last forever. Your career will span for probably about 4 or 5 years. After that, you're mudded.
I think the people that are 16, 15 now probably have a longer career than the players that were 16.
Well, if you take Garrett G. Garrett G started when he was 15 at the beginning of Rocket League, and he is still doing it professionally. Yes, he may not be at the top, but players who are like 16 now, Rise, Joyo, Vatira, they will have a much longer career because their skill scene is a lot higher than Garrett's, or say, who else? Rettles, etc. A lot of those players.
Yeah.
Just to end off the interview, I want to introduce a new segment for everyone that we interview at the end. I just want you to name your one player who is most overrated and your one player who is most underrated in top 16 at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, but before you ask that question, who do you think is the best player outside top 8?
Oh, fucking hell.
Ooh.
That is a tough question, you know. Best player outside of top 8. So top 8 teams.
Yeah, quite a few. You don't even have to name them out of top 8. You can say the people that aren't even.
Is Orion top 8?
Like Nuke.
Yes, Orion counts as top 8.
Okay.
Nah. I think best player outside of top 8. Individual skill, 5 BS. Team skill, Specs.
Specs.
Or Snoozy, actually. It's one of them two.
I would have to go with either Snoozy, Boy, or Siphon, just because a little bit of espionage biasy, but Boy is a very good player on his day.
Yeah.
So it's between Boy and Snoozy.
Fair enough.
I can't believe you name dropped 5 BS. Fucking hell.
It's individual skill. He's a good individual
Yeah,
player.
he's quite good.
What's your what was your segment? I've completely forgot what it was.
Most overrated player and most underrated player in
why have you got to do
RLCS.
this to me?
I have finished.
God, I'm gonna piss someone off.
That's the whole point of this.
Okay. Underrated, Nuke.
Okay.
But he's not in RLCS currently.
No, he is. He's part of.
Okay. If it has to be
no.
RLCS
He's a part of a team now, but he hasn't played.
Okay.
He hasn't played proper RLCS, except for maybe one sub in.
Okay, if it has to be a player that's currently playing RLCS,
I would have said Nuke as well.
Underrated player. Any team, yeah.
Any team.
Fucking hell, man! I'm finished.
I would say I would say Jarius.
Oh, 100%.
He's also not playing. He's also not playing.
What do you mean he did play?
Oh fuck! No, he didn't. He didn't.
Underrated 0. You can pull that face all you want. There's a reason MTG made that top 4. He does what he does what he needs to do.
He made that top 4 because of his teametes. Sweaty Rammer carry.
Say what you want.
But also in that one where they almost got top 4 because they were playing Reformed. The Zero had load shedding and
and then they fell off. He is an integral part to that team, whether you like it or not.
I think his demo is also really good because if you check his demo stats, he's like the highest. So obviously he opens up the space.
Whoa.
All right, sit down,
Go look at it.
Hey, I've got the most demos in RLCS.
Go look at
all 3 regionals.
I think
all
he's
3 regionals.
Okay, let me just do my most overrated.
I've got like 4 answers for this.
Happy Meal.
Oh God!
What?
Stone Cold.
I honestly think Happy Meal's underrated.
Any reason?
I don't need to go into any reason. I can say whatever I want, but it's just an opinion. He's a good player still, but I think he's overrated.
Dropping off. He's dropping off.
I think he's overrated.
I think he's underrated.
Okay, Tristan, for your underrated and overrated picks, who would you have?
I don't have anyone.
Fair enough.
No, who would you say if you had to pick an underrated and overrated player?
Okay, I actually didn't think of this. I was.
Bro's gonna say Nitro's underrated.
Nitro's underrated. Oh yes, Nitro's my goat. He's the best player. Okay. I'll be serious. I have 2. It's Nitro and Amogus. I think Amogus
underrated.
Is underrated.
You know what?
Underrated.
That's not a bad
that's
shout.
Fair. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. And your overrated player?
I don't have anyone actually. I think everyone's fairly rated.
Fair enough.
Oh, man's just trying to start up beef.
I'm not.
Such a neat.
Okay, I would say underrated player. Oh fuck. This is tough, you know.
Yeah, is your question? I did not think of it before.
Declan. That's an underrated player.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and overrated. Skill Steel, Snowy, and Happy Meal.
Okay, right. I'm not gonna get your. I don't think we should even hear your reasons for that. I was...
Wait, no. I was kidding. My overrated pick is Yopego.
And my
respect. All right.
I think I got my overrated pick. It's Wraith. Wraith is garbage.
Facts.
That clan.
Before you guys finish off, I did see one more question that you definitely should have asked. This is a great question from Jay. He's been throwing some bangers in chat, by the way. Thoughts on the format idea if SSA gets majors? What do we think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be 24.
Yeah, but
24.
Oh, what,
'Cause then
like
they'll add-
Swiss,
they'll-
double elim?
yeah, how are they gonna do? Oh, no, I guess they could do 24 team Swiss. But
Well,
that's
well, if
stinky.
they no, but if they added like SSA, they would still do the different formats for different major different splits. So the first major would be Swiss, second major would be groups, third major would be double elim.
It could be triple elim.
Maybe triple elim.
The 24
Tristan,
teams.
Tristan,
24
Tristan,
teams
Tristan,
triple
Tristan.
elim.
I don't think they should ever up it to 24. The fact it's like a 16 team major, it makes it feel like a regional, which is kind of good. You don't want to over sour games, bro. Like, I'm telling you now, the days would run until like 1 a.m. It'd be horrible. I think they keep it to 16. They take one from NA and EU, give one to MENA, one to us. That is what I say.
One to MENA.
Yeah,
So MENA gets.
I would say two to MENA.
But I don't know. But then does SSA not get one at all?
No,
That's
SSA would
basically
get one.
saying-
You take one from NA.
No, because the Olympics.
No,
said-
make
Olympics.
make NA
Olympics.
and EU 4 each, and then give those two
That's
spots,
already-
one to MENA, one to SSA.
Yeah, that's
already
the best
tough.
way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's already tough though.
It's a very difficult way to
Because
do
I mean, like,
it, though.
what's it? The 5? Okay, well,
Take away APEC.
Kind of
Anyway.
They do get railed everything though.
I mean, that's
Super
that's
team my
at
ass.
least, I mean, we got railed as well.
It's raps. It's raps, G.
I think they actually have to make it bigger and then do triple elim. I think triple elim is quite the better one.
Yeah, I don't know. This is why we don't run RLCS. We just play in it shittily.
Yeah.
This is why I'm a manager. That's why I'm a manager.
Yeah, I've seen your gameplay, Drew. Shocking.
What do you mean? Choose.
Didn't I just farm you in a 4-man?
Yeah, he farmed you in a 4-man.
No. If Among Us and I disconnected, doesn't
Right,
count. Doesn't count.
so-
Doesn't count.
Big announcement, because this is basically the end of the podcast. I don't think any of them have any more questions. Do you guys?
Nope.
Tristan?
I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
So, this is a big announcement for everyone. Even these guys. These guys don't know.
Oh, I know.
SS... Do you?
No.
SSA
Well,
6-man
when you say it.
skirmish
Oh,
is coming back.
I know
Let's
that.
go.
X Astronic.
Oh,
X
is it the Astronic Cup?
Espionage.
I would love it.
Oh!
It is gonna be a 2,000 rand minimum. 2,000 rand minimum tournament.
3,000 rand minimum.
2,000 rand
No,
minimum.
I'm DMing you. Trust me, 3,000
I
rand
know.
minimum.
Okay.
Put your earnings in it. I'm not doing it.
2,000 rand minimum prize pool. Make sure you get signed up. Make sure you get your entire team signed up because you want to be in this tournament. It's going to be Swiss style.
Oh, fuck.
Swiss style into single elim is what we've decided on for now.
So it's basically RLCS. It's basically.
It is basically RLCS. It will be before RLCS. I will put an announcement out in 6-mans.
Is it like next year?
No, yes, next year technically.
Will it be mid-January? Because I'm not here. Fuck you.
It will be towards the start of January.
Let's go.
So
What, like from the 1st to the 8th? Because I'm gone on the 8th. Fuck you.
yeah, it'll be before then.
Oh no, the
probably.
first is New Year's, bro. I'm like,
No, it won't be on the first,
Oh,
Tristan, you
Let's
dumbass.
go, Tristan. You know
Alright.
when New Year's is. I'm so
So-
mad.
Yeah, of course.
So, dates to be confirmed. We're going to try and figure out what works out for everyone in the community because we want to get the best teams in this. We want to have the best competition. We want to see Orient Aces. We want to see Espionage. We want to see WRG. We want to see everybody. We want to see everybody competing. 16-team cap currently because I'm too dumb to seed anything else. But we will see what happens. Hopefully Jay can help me out. There will be an official stream for this because Jay is a producer, a pretty good one as well. There will be an official stream. It'll be high quality. We should have casters as well.
Greybeard, Triple M,
Greybeard.
Ultrism. Yeah.
So it will be some great content for the boys. It will be great content for everyone. Hopefully it will be as good as the Apex Cup. It won't run the same format, but hopefully it will be as good.
will the quality be better? Because I think the Apex quality was a bit laggy.
That's up to Jay.
Can we make a rule that Limitless can't compete?
They can compete, but I don't think they'll compete for 2,000 rand.
What 3,000?
I think they will.
Okay, 3,000. All right.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys do the outro. I'm
Nah.
done.
Sweet. Thank you, Drew. Thank you for the joining us for this interview. Your views, your insights, taking a dive into a manager's mind and running a six-man, running a team, running an org even when you did. Tristan, thank you for joining me as co-host with your questions. Thank you to chat for mostly being brain dead, but with a few good questions in between.
What do you mean? Yeah.
There were some good answers, but then there was also people like Among Us and Babuk in chat who have have a combined IQ of my door handle. But anyways, this has been the RLCS SSA Roundup. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.